What's up guys, C2113 here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the VONT Spark LED headlamp. Alright guys, so excuse any noises you might hear in the background. You know, my pet dove Squeak, she's eating right now, so if she ends up making some weird noises, just don't be alarmed. That's what it is. So this is the Spark LED headlamp from VONT. And if you're familiar with VONT, I'll put a card to the previous video I did on some of their products, both an LED lantern and also an LED bike light. But this is their new headlamp. And obviously, since I was pleased with their previous products in terms of value and performance, when they asked me if I wanted to check out their new headlamp, I was definitely on board. So this comes in a 2-pack, and the current price is $14.95, so $15 for 2 LED headlamps. I will, as always, leave the link in the description if you'd like to check these out. I will also leave a discount code that they offered, as well as show it on screen right now. So if you're interested in buying a set of these, you can get a discount. So let's take a look here. Thank you for your purchase from VONT. And you can activate your warranty here, so that's pretty cool. And then there's a VIP club they got, so if you want to check that out. Now, some people might be asking, hey man, you got like 50 million flashlights, and you're into super bright flashlights, and you daily carry a TN12 neutral white, you know, ultra bright, like 1,000 lumens. Well, why do you need these little headlamps, you know, these inexpensive headlamps? Well, the answer is sometimes there's things you're doing and you just don't have a hand free. And, you know, holding a flashlight, that requires having a hand free. So that's when a headlamp really comes into play. And I like these inexpensive yet good quality headlamps like this because they offer you the ability to have a headlamp but not worry about it getting damaged if you're, let's say, working on a car or doing some other sort of repair where it could get, you know, hit pretty hard. Although they're good quality from everything I can see, these are not water insulated, so they're not highly water resistant. I bet they're probably splash resistant at best, but there's no gasket on these. As you can see, there's your battery compartment. This runs on 3 AAAs. But the advantage of these really is that you have better quality, yet still isn't something that you're going to be super upset about if it ends up getting damaged. So, you know, I do have a Nightcore neutral white headlamp, but there are times where I'm doing some job where I just know it's going to get beat to hell. I'm working underneath my car, and I'm just not going to put it through that. I'm worried about the lens cracking. I'm worried about something getting damaged, you know, at least for the real difficult parts of the repair. I'll throw on something like this because this is something that is good quality, so I'm not going to worry about it cutting out in the middle of the repair from like an internal failure. But it's also not going to cost me a ton of money. $15 for 2 of these is a pretty good value. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some batteries in this, and we'll just take a look. I mean, there's only 2 in here, and they're exactly the same. So let me go ahead and get those batteries in there, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I've got the batteries in here now, and it's real easy to open this. I don't know if you just saw that earlier, but I should probably explain things more. But basically, this just opens up. So you've got your tilt here, your tilt ratchet mechanism. So when this is on your head, if you need to tilt down to look at something below you instead of just line of sight, you can do that. But to get to the battery compartment, just tilt it forward and then lift up on this clip here. And there you go, 3 AAA batteries. So that's real nice. And they've actually got the little tracks here to keep the batteries from rattling loose, which, you know, it's the little things that count. All right, so let's look over the construction here. I know I briefly covered that while I was unboxing it and talking at the same time, but I just wanted to go over this with you guys. So you've got an adjustable elastic strap, okay? And here's your adjustment in the back. Shorter, longer. So it's a nice quality elastic. I don't think this is going to come apart. It seems to be some sort of nylon. So that's pretty basic. Nothing, you know, again, no frills here, but for the money, I wouldn't expect that. I would just expect a good functional headlamp. As for the rest of it here, you've got your main LED emitter right here, and then you've got 2 on the side, and I'll explain right now what that's about. So first, let's go over the basic modes for actual standard headlamp use. So for standard, just white light, you just press the button once, and that turns it on low. Press it again, medium, you press it again, that's high, and you press it one last time, and you get a nice strobe. So now you're probably asking, well, what about those auxiliary LEDs? So this is what you do to get to those. You press and hold, and again, you'll get into your red light modes, and then you can cycle through them. You've got what looks like an SOS, and then we've got a strobe, and then we're back to the beginning. So that's your red light modes, and then now that you're in the red light mode, you'll notice that even if I press the button, it doesn't go back to the white light. Well, it's super simple to get back to that. If you want that, you just turn it on, and then you press and hold, and then it'll switch back to white light mode. So again, the interface is relatively straightforward. I'm pretty happy with this thing. I mean, again, for $15, I don't expect a lot. This isn't a super expensive headlamp like a Nightcore or a Through Night or any of the other brands of higher end flashlights, right? That us gear enthusiasts would be interested in, But I can't complain about this thing because I think about it, you're getting 2 headlamps for $15. They use super simple, easy to source AAA batteries, and they have both strobe and SOS functions, and the SOS is in the red light mode, but the strobe and the standard are in both red light mode and standard white light mode. So I really do think that this is a very good value, and I think this is another product from VONT that is something that I have no issue using, and I plan on using these headlamps a lot in the future, particularly when I'm working on auto repair. When I'm working on my car, like I said, there's certain things where I just don't want to bust up my super nice headlamp. But because this one is plastic, there is actually an advantage. Now, the downside of anything with plastic is that, of course, it scratches. But the advantage here is that it's much less likely to shatter if I bang it into something underneath the car. Like if I'm underneath the car and I bang my Nightcore headlamp with a sapphire crystal lens on it, it's going to shatter. It's brittle. It might get a nick, it might get a scratch, but the chances of it outright shattering are much lower. In addition, it uses easy-to-source AAA batteries. If you're somebody that isn't in on the whole 18650 trend and you don't have a bunch of these lying around your house with a bunch of chargers or whatever, you might not want to have to get into that. You might just be happy with AAAs, or maybe you've got rechargeable AAAs that you use with other devices. Whatever the deal is, there is a real benefit to having a AAA setup, especially if you're in a situation where you can't recharge batteries and you have to, let's say, run to the store to buy them. You're not buying an 18650 in the store, but you will be able to find AAA batteries unless the store is completely stripped clean. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. There's not much else to talk about here. It's just a very simple, straightforward, well-made product. I get so many requests all the time to review products, and like I've said before, I turn down about 98% of them because most of them are just straight junk. It's just absolute garbage. It's overpriced, it underperforms, and overall it's a terrible value. I think with the VONT stuff, they're not making any erroneous, ridiculous, extravagant claims, right? Nowhere in the marketing, on their product page, in the description, do they say this thing is super powered or super extraordinary or built to survive getting run over by a truck. You don't see any of that. None of that garbage. They just tell you what it can do and tell you how it works. That's pretty much it. And it's no joke. I've talked with them, and their warranty is no joke. Their product is sold through Amazon, so of course, even if for some reason you have trouble contacting them, their product is backed up by Amazon's guarantee. And from everything I've seen, they are always willing to make it right if you're unhappy with their product. Again, I can't stress this enough. Does it really matter if you get 2 headlamps for $3 cheaper if they arrive broken and the seller is missing in action? You're completely unable to reach them. Radio silence. Well, what good does that do? You save $3 But in the end, you probably wasted a lot more, because if at least one of them doesn't work, well, that's half the value. So if you're interested, again, totally up to you. If you're interested, you can check out the link below. I'll leave this linked below, as well as the discount code. They gave me a discount code to share with all of you guys. So if you want to use that discount code for a percentage off, you can definitely check that out below. But anyway, guys, as always, guys, if you liked the video, give me a like. If you have any questions, comments, or your own experiences with the VONT Spark LED headlamps, I'd love to hear it, because I've read tons of verified reviews on these things, and they do seem very good. I've actually been playing with another set that I have of these for the last couple weeks, and they're very nice. And I'm just curious if you guys have found a niche for these, right? If you guys are also gear enthusiasts, but there's certain times where you really don't want to wear your nice headlamp and have it get possibly damaged. And so you would go with something like this that's, on the more affordable side, but still very functional. So, leave that below if that's something that you deal with. And as always, if you want to see more videos just like this, don't forget to get subscribed.